Okay, for part 3, we're going to talk about how to create the hood for the Cuben Fiber DIY poncho. So the first thing I did was I cut the hood off of a 10-year-old Mountain Hardwear rain jacket that's totally old and needs replaced, so that I could use it as a template for the pattern for the hood on this poncho. So just a little bit of scissors and patience, we get it disassembled so that we can then lay it on top of our Cuben and then trace a pattern. I'm taking special care to remove pieces from the hood assembly that I can reuse for other projects like the shock cord, and then there's some nylon strips that I actually used on the perimeter guideline attachments for the device. So here's our piece of Cuben. We're just setting up the tracing by putting some weight on the fabric piece. And for prototyping purposes, I'm just creating a general pattern, drawing by hand. And then there's the back piece of the head attachment. Also drawing this by hand, making it a little bigger to allow space for the seams, and then hand cutting it out with scissors. Now this is my first time doing a hood like this, and I thought about hand stitching it and seam taping it, but then I decided just to go with seam tape because that just seemed like a better way to attach one piece of Cuben to another based on other Cuben manufacturing techniques I've observed with some Cuben tarps I've bought from cottage gear manufacturers. Working with Cuben fiber can be scary because of how expensive it is. You just gotta be brave and commit to the prototyping first time manufacturing process. So right here we're taking a piece of 1.5" wide 3M transfer tape and we're rolling it over a piece of Cuben fiber that we're going to use to connect two pieces of Cuben fiber together. So one side of the transfer tape is Cuben fiber, and then on the other side you're attaching two pieces together, which is the seam. This concept is very important, and it's not something there's a lot of information about online, so hopefully for the niche audience that may be watching this, this helps explain how this is done. It's just one piece of tape that's made stronger because it's got Cuben on both sides of it. So that's what we're doing. We're just making this transfer tape right now. So we press it down on one side and then we trim the Cuben fiber off of it, the whole perimeter. One mistake I made that I'll speak about right now is that when I connected my first piece of Cuben to my second piece of Cuben, I rolled the seams like you would if you were sewing it. I think that's unnecessary, especially if you're going to tape on both sides. This stuff is so strong that a single piece of transfer tape is basically 2 pieces of Cuben fiber, so it's double the strength of the 2 individual pieces you're putting together. So there's no reason to roll the seams and try and make it stronger, because wherever that seam edge is going to be the weak point, and that's what's going to break first when this gear reaches end of life or failure at a seam edge, which you can always fix by just adding more transfer tape and maybe a thicker piece of Cuben. Here we go. I'm about to bond 2 pieces of Cuben fiber together for the first time, and you can see how I'm rolling the seam. I wish I wouldn't have done this because it kind of messed up the pattern a little bit. Luckily I overcut it, so there was space for this. So it's still definitely a functional piece of gear, and this is one of the things I learned in the prototyping process that you can learn. So don't roll the seams, just lay them flat, tape them on both sides if you want to. Definitely tape them on at least one, otherwise the two pieces won't be connected together. So we're connecting this back of the head piece of fabric to this front of the head fabric. And I went ahead and rolled the seams on kind of both of these side attachments. So you'll see in the next spots as I tried this on and figured it out, especially with the curved pieces, it just like became very obvious to me, learning as I go, not to do that. So here we go. At this part, I'm just making another seam tape strip by hand to use for the next piece of seam tape attachment. You can see my wife helping me hold the seam at the top, which is definitely helpful. And at this point, I'm not rolling the edges anymore. I'm just putting the seams so they're just overlapping just a little bit. No rolls, just flat, and then applying the tape. And then for the very top of this, I used a paper clip and kind of rolled it over itself. If that makes sense. So I'm just kind of experimenting. It's a very fat piece of transfer tape on the bottom, which is great if you're patching. You can make a patch that's like 12 by 12 inches if you needed to. Okay, here we go. We are attaching the hood to the body of the poncho. And I did this because it's a circle with several 1 to 2 inch or 2 centimeter to 5 centimeter strips of Cuben fiber transfer tape. Well, Cuben fiber 3M transfer tape. And this is a very laborious process. So I just took my time, listened to my audiobook, which is Blue Mars by Kim Stanley Robinson, and just kind of took it one step at a time. You can see my wife helping out here, which is super nice. Getting some of these last key seams put together. And I just used Sharpie to write on the Cuben so that I could orientate the head of the attachment perfectly towards the back of the poncho. Alright, we're just about done getting that headpiece on. Just need to make a few more strips of transfer tape, which we're cutting from our larger piece. You can see I have a lot of extra Cuben because I didn't cut the original length at 9 feet like I should have. Probably saved like 10 grams by doing that though. Okay, right here I'm reinforcing the two lip areas where the two sides come together, and then doing a measurement on, or a weight on the Velcro attachments I decided to use, which added 1 gram. So if you want to go like ½ gram, you could sew an attachment there and just use P-cord. But I decided to add 1 gram to this because I'm not that crazy, and be done. Okay, now for the moment of truth. How much does this weigh? So we'll go ahead and put it in a Tupperware container on the gram scale after we tar out the Tupperware container. Folds up very nice and small. This fabric's quite amazing. Look at that. Fits in that Tupperware no problem. And what do we got? 62 grams. That's amazing. So obviously this is much lighter than any other rain gear made, but let's compare it to a large Frog Tog rain shell, just the top layer, mind you, which is the cheap ultralight material of choice for rain protection, especially on the Sierra Nevada, which is where I'm going to use this in the summer when it basically never rains. So here we go. Can't really fit it in there. And our total weight there is 140 grams. So it weighs just more than double the lightest non-Cuban alternative. Lightest, lowest cost non-Cuban alternative is more than double that weight. Pretty amazing. Okay, let's set this up as a shelter. See how it performs in an afternoon of Santa Ana winds. So this is actually the first time I've ever set up a poncho style shelter system, and what I found was that I made a mistake by tying the head hole closed before starting, because it just messes up getting equal tension across the tarp surface. So that's something I'm going to want to close after tensioning the tarp. You can see I've retensioned it a couple times here because of that mistake. So hopefully folks watching this can learn from that. And there we have it. 8 feet's actually long enough, as you can see here. Just setting up these middle of the tarp shelter guidelines to some rocks, putting a little wood stick there. Plate setup is done. Nice tension across the fabric, and it kind of has the consistency of a single-use plastic bag, but the strength of Cuben fiber, which is stronger than steel by weight, by a factor of 10. And overall, I'm very happy with this. I'd set it up if the wind was blowing in a direction to blow over it, single direction that is, and we'll see how it does this summer in the Sierra.